Boy, we got some stuff to talk about today. Oh, Lord.
I was pretty sure I would never end up selling dope in the city with targets on my back. But I was never sure if I would end up with a knee on my throat anyway, cause I was black. I was seeing angels around me, but
we got some stuff to talk about today, y'all. So, welcome back to the Lion's Den, everybody who's come through. If this is your first time, you may know me as Markel. My name is Daniel, and welcome to the Lion's Den. As always, I hope you guys are creating purposefully. I hope that you are walking righteously, because here in the Lion's Den, we are aware that we are in a spiritual plane. We are aware that we are spiritual creatures. We are aware that we are products of the Most High. And we are trying to observe and analyze how we can apply all that we know and make this world better place. You feel me? We try to lift the vibrations, lift the vibes up a little bit. We do this through seeking understanding. We are here to create an environment of understanding, to create an environment of love and growth and evolution. And we do that through conversation, asking the hard questions, asking the fun questions, and just analyzing society as we see it and seeing what could we be doing, offering perspective. Anyhow, Will Smith smacked the crap out of Chris Rock on the Oscars. I saw it, you saw it, some of us saw it live. Crazy.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? that was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Richard. Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yes.
It was a G.I. Jane jump.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
I'm going to, okay? Okay. That was a greatest night in the history of television. Okay.
I saw his speech and was like, what's going on? Why is he crying? Who is he apologizing to? I don't get it. And I had heard what had happened, but I was under the impression that it was fake. I had seen some of the videos online too, and I still was under the impression that it was fake. I think most of us were for the first time. After all, this is Will Smith and Chris Rock. Like, why would one of the most critically acclaimed legends, icons of modern day, go up and smack another legend and icon of modern day over a joke, nonetheless? And it was a mild joke too. I'm not even gonna hold you. It was a mild joke. I mean, it may have meant more to Jada because she actually is suffering with a disease. Alopecia is something it's a skin disease that people suffer with, and that's not something that you want to play around with. It's a tasteless joke, but we also looked at was a tasteless act to follow. And that's what I want to get into today with you guys. I want to know, do you guys feel that this was something that needed to happen? Before I get started, I want to let you guys know that I am not here to defend Will Smith. He is a grown man. He made his decisions, and that is not what we do here. It's not what I'm trying to do here. As much as I'm just offering a perspective that many people haven't taken into consideration. For example, if you've read Will Smith's book, or were me and listened to the audiobook, which was a blessing, by the way, to get to understand someone who has the whole world's eyes on him, to understand what's going on in his internal world. The vulnerability he exposed, or the vulnerability that he expressed in that book really opened my eyes as to what Will's internal world was going through.
So we're going to use the picture of Denzel on my book?
What are you going to learn about me that you never knew? A whole lot of stuff. More than anything, it's the things I did wrong. Most of the time, I was making a damn mess of my life. I was in the zone of honesty, and I was trying to create something that would be helpful.
I found out that I related to him in a lot of senses. I mean, he felt like a coward his whole life, watching his mother get beat and not being able to do anything about it because he never stepped up to his dad. Will exposes this part of his journey. He exposes that he's had to put on pretend characters and be this happy-go-lucky, humble guy, the Fresh Prince, his whole life. And on the other side, he's had to overcompensate for being this happy-go-lucky guy by being the general. And the general was this hard, abrupt, controlling man. And he's fighting these two egotistical states within himself, trying to figure out who he is in the whole process. Once you get this kind of context behind Will's character, someone who feels that he's needed to defend his family and has not done so in the situations he's needed to, you can understand why a colleague, maybe a friend, disrespecting his wife in front of the entire world to see, and his wife not being happy about it. You can maybe see why Will felt the need to no longer play into his old character, which would make light of the situation, smile and laugh and make like everything was okay.
Richard Williams was a fierce defender of his family. In this time in my life, in this moment, I am overwhelmed by what God is calling on me to do and be in this world.
He even acknowledges in his speech that in the industry, they got to do that a lot.
Now, I know to do what we do, you got to be able to take abuse. You got to be able to have people talk crazy about you.
What I pulled from this whole event, this whole unfolding, is that Will is struggling for us to see how uncomfortable growth is. This is something that we can overlook, or you can say, oh, you're reaching. But honestly, that's what I'm receiving from it. I'm watching a man in vulnerability grow out of who he used to be and try to become something different. Unfortunately, the eyes of the world are on him. So his growth is our growth. His shifts are our shifts. For Will, slapping a black man at the Oscars is a mistake that led towards his growth. But for us, it's a historical event. It's something to rally behind and talk about for weeks. For us, it's culture shifting. So when we're watching stuff like this, we really have to understand that it may be our blessing to see Will struggle and unfold so that we may understand more about growth and how uncomfortable but necessary it is. But we also have to understand that part of what makes it hard for him, part of the struggle for him, is the fact that we're watching him so intently. They're playing at a different field on a different level, and I think it's really important to understand how complex this situation is. And it's very important to me that this happened, not because I think that Chris Rock should have gotten slapped, and not because I don't think, or not because I think that black men need to defend black women like this. It's neither of those reasons. I think that it's important that this happens so that we can understand the complexities that human beings are going through right now on every level of life. Just because you got money, just because you got a family and a wife on your arm, just because you got a happy, healthy kids, just because you are doing great abundantly, does not mean that you don't have your own internal world to overcome and struggle with. And these men are legends, icons, some would consider gods on this earth that we watch. And I think it's important for us to watch these men falter and grow again so that we can falter and grow as a society and know that it's okay to make mistakes, as long as we own up to them. I feel disappointed because he wants to be a vessel of love.
I'm being called on in my life to love people and to protect people and to be a river to my people.
And he went on to talk about God, but right before that, he did not display the characteristics or examples of someone who wants to be a vessel of love, or someone that is walking in God. There's a bit of a contradiction going on there. What I hope Will can pull away from this too is that the balance in becoming a master of ego and connected to the abundance of source that is our Father, that is the Most High, becoming a royal priest and becoming a vessel of love. It starts in a mindset of gratitude that you're able to perceive the situations before you as for your good. When we have something that incites us in anger, that incites us in worry or anxiety or fear and pushes us to lower vibrations, we have a choice right now to believe that what we're seeing in front of us is reality and truth, and that we have to respond and react to that, or to pause, come into a state of gratitude that everything, even our challenges, even our struggles, are for our good, and then decide how we want to react, then decide who we want to be. Understanding that key thing about gratitude and being a vessel of love may have been the difference between Will going up and smacking Chris Rock on stage in front of everybody and Will pulling Chris Rock aside saying we need to talk later. I understand that Will has been trying to overcome being this coward, but in a lot of ways, you could look at what he did as cowardly. You could look at what he did as selfish, from taking the spotlight away from people who won their first Oscars as well that night. Shoot, I would have given Will the okay if he had just taken out a glove and smacked him across his face like the 1800s, you feel me? Like, even that would have been better than what he did. I also don't think we should overlook Denzel Washington in this situation and the professionalism of Chris Rock in this situation. Here's a clip of what happened before the Oscars even started.
Yeah,
He said, by the way, good luck.
Good luck tonight.
Have you talked to Will?
Not yet.
No, I haven't seen him yet. Tonight, no.
Are you there for him? Because I know he may need you tonight. He may need you, especially if
he looked nervous when he walked by. Well, good, he should be.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot of emotions. This is a long time, well, I think a long time coming for him. And it's a lot of emotion. It's probably all welling up in him right now.
Denzel was always by Will's side. And in Will's speech, he points to the man who is dedicated to Jesus, dedicated to God, and lets us know that after Will smacked Chris Rock, Denzel lets Will know that right when you're at the top is when the devil comes for you.
Denzel said to me a few minutes ago, he said, at your highest moment, be careful, that's when the devil comes for you.
The whole room resonated with that because we saw someone who was at the top. He's at the top of his career, almost ruin it in an instant. And Denzel, a man of God, was there not to show him condemnation, but compassion, understanding, and love, and be by his side. I think that's important, and I think that's something that we need to be able to do as well, because Denzel understands that game that they're playing in. I think another thing we need to consider is that anytime your wife, your kids, your son, your brother, your uncle, your auntie puts themselves out there, everyone has free reign to talk about them, especially comedians, because that's their art. And Chris Rock, he was just being the professional he is. So I think that we need to acknowledge that, how professional that man was and how strong that man's chin is, bro. I mean, he's on some Crimson Chin levels. You know what I'm saying? Like, that man couldn't be me. Will is big. Will is a human being at the end of the day struggling to overcome toxic identity. And that is something that's very hard to overcome. The man that can weather any storm and can look at every situation that's in front of them, trying them and challenging them, and decide that this situation will be turned and used for my abundance, is the man that will walk and inspire millions. The person who can do that, the person, man, woman, child, the person who can do that is the person who will exemplify an abundance and inspire millions of people. And Will has done this many times before in his past. That's why I'm not sweating him over making a mistake like this. That's why I can applaud him over being authentic in his nature and defending what he believed he needed to defend, but at the same time be disappointed in the way that he went about doing it, because he wasn't representing who he said he wants to be, a vessel of love. It's a contradiction when you do things like that. That's why I can applaud him over his defense of black women, but have to take it right back away at the expense of a black man. It's crazy. You understand? But that's why I'm not sweating the little things. This thing is so complex that he is on a journey of mastering his ego. That is not an easy journey. That's the journey that all of us are on. To be able to not allow our ego to control us, but for us to control our ego. For us to be in dominant effect in the creative mind, creating the reality and the environments that we were called to create through the Most High. This is something that at his level is a shift in his internal world. For us is a shift in the culture. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a blessed day. I hope that you are filled with love, understanding. I hope that you do not condemn Will, but hey, if you do, hit me in the comments. I want to talk about it. There is so much to talk about. There's so many perspectives to hop in on this, and bro, we got a lifetime to talk about this at this point. So, have a blessed day, y'all. Take care.
Focus on the light now. Focus on it right now.